Hello, Paula Daniele from Crochet Hook here, and this is my St. Paddy Slapper Slipper, and I'll be showing you how to make this. This is the part 1 tutorial where we'll learn how to make the sole of the slipper. Now this is for a lady's size 6 to 7, and if you want to try to make larger sizes, then you would use a larger hook size than I'm using today. The materials required for this slipper is 1 ball of Red Heart Super Saver Chunky in the buff colour, and 1 ball of Red Heart Super Saver Chunky in the tea leaf colour, and the same in the white. And for the entire pattern we'll be using a 6.5mm hook. You'll also need your craft scissors, a sewing needle, a yarn needle, some cotton thread, 4 buttons, and just a couple of these pins to pin the band to the side of the slipper, so you know where to place your buttons at the end. Okay, so to start the sole we'll be using the buff yarn, and I've chained on 16 chain stitches. So once you have your 16 chain stitches, for round 1 we'll do 1 single crochet into the second chain from the hook. Then we'll do 1 single crochet into each of the next 13 chain stitches. So there's 1 single crochet, two, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13 single crochet. Now we're up to our last chain stitch here, and we're going to do 5 single crochet stitches into this last chain stitch. Now for the first single crochet stitch we're going to crochet over the end, that yarn tail. So just pop it over your hook like that. And crochet the first one over it, and then you can just leave it behind there for now. So we've done 1, now we need to do 4 more. There's 2, 3, and your work is naturally going to spin around this way. 4, 5. So you've got your 5 single crochet into the ring there. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. and that's the toe part. Okay, so now we're on the other side of the foundation chain, and these are called unused loops, which are the loops at the bottom of the single crochet stitches that we've made up here. So now we're going to do one single crochet into each of the next 13 unused loops, and while we do that we'll be working over this yarn tail. So insert your hook into the next unused loop and putting your tail over the hook, and make a single crochet. So there's one, and into the next one, two, three, four, five, six, seven, 8. At some point you'll run out of the tail, so just leave that back there, you can cut that later. 9, 10, 11, 12, 13 single crochet. Now we've still got one unused loop here, and into the last unused loop we'll do 2 single crochet stitches. There's one, into the same loop, a second single crochet, and to end round 1 we'll do a slip stitch into the first single crochet stitch that we made, and you'll be able to see it there. So just pop your hook in under those 2 loops, make a slip stitch, and that ends round 1, and that's what it looks like now. And at the end of round 1 you should have 34 stitches, and at this point you can trim that little tail there that we worked into round 1. So just cut that off now. So for round 2 we'll chain 3, 1, 2, 3, and we'll do 1 double crochet into the same space as the join here, and you can see that white space there. So 1 double crochet into the same space as the join there, and now we'll do 1 double crochet into each of the next 14 stitches along. There's 1 double crochet, 2, 3, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Just getting more yarn. 11, 12, 13, 14. So now we're up to the toe here. So we're going to do 2 double crochet stitches into each of the next 3 stitches here at the toe. So into this next stitch we'll do 2 double crochet stitches. Now with the toe, these stitches are sometimes slightly tighter and harder to get into. So there's our first one, and now we want to do a second one into that same stitch. So 2 double crochet stitches into that stitch. Now into the next stitch, 2 double crochet stitches. So there's one, and the second one into that same stitch. And into the next stitch, 2 double crochet stitches into that same stitch. There's one, and a second one. That's forming our toe. We've increased, making the toe bigger. Okay, so now we'll do 1 double crochet into each of the next 14 stitches along. So 1 double crochet, to the next stitch, so that's 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, yarn. Nine, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. So that's our 14 double crochet stitches done. And now we've got 2 stitches left here. That's the join there. So with these last 2 stitches, we'll be doing 2 double crochet stitches into each of these last 2 stitches. So into the next stitch, there's our first double crochet, and into the same stitch a second double crochet. Now into the next and last stitch, do our first double crochet, and then we'll do a second one into the same stitch, second double crochet. So there's 2. Now you can see our chain 3, our starting chain here, and we're going to do a slip stitch into the top of this chain 3. So there's 1, 2, 3, and we want to join into the top of that chain 3 to end round 2. Just make a slip stitch, and that's what it looked like at the end of round 2. And at the end of round 2 you should have 40 stitches. Now for round 3 we'll be starting off with a chain 3, 1, 2, 3, and then we'll do 1 double crochet into each of the next 15 stitches. So there is our join there. So here's our first stitch that we want to stitch into. So a double crochet stitch into each of the next 15 stitches. So there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. Now we'll do 2 double crochet into each of the next 6 stitches. So into this next stitch here we're going to do 2 double crochet stitches into that one stitch. So there's our first double crochet. Into the same stitch we'll do a second double crochet stitch. So 2 into the same stitch. So that's what we'll do for the next 5. So 1, 2 into the next stitch, 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 1, 2. We've just increased and made the toe bigger. So now we can do 1 double crochet into each of the next 16 stitches. There's 1. 2. 3. 4. 5. 6. 7. 8. 9. 10. 11. 11, just get more yarn. Thirteen, 14, 15, 16. Now we've got 2 stitches left here. There's our join. So these are our last 2 stitches on this round, and we'll do 2 double crochet stitches into each of the last 2 stitches. There's one, into the same stitch do a second one, so 2 double crochet stitches into that stitch, and into our last stitch we'll do the same. One double crochet and a second one. And now we're ready to join into the top of the chain 3. 1, 2, 3, and join with a slip stitch to end round 3. And at the end of round 3 you should have 48 stitches, and that is what the sole of the slipper looks like. And now we're ready to finish off, so just leave enough of a tail so you can weave it in to your work later, and cut that yarn and finish off. And that's the end of the sole. Now for part 2, if you click through the link there on your screen, and we'll start working on the sides in part 2.